Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our tribute run here on Elmcreek. And we are just finishing up our last pass of soybeans here, and then we'll move over and do the sorghum on field 4748 to our right. And of course, the very last pass, you had to miss a teeny tiny bit here, didn't you? It's just the way you roll. Alright, good enough. Now let's switch to sorghum and keep on going. Good news is the rolling will be done not too far behind when we get done with all the planting. So just out of curiosity, how is the oh, the nitrogen is perfect. Well, it says it's perfect. We'll find out if it's actually perfect when we come to harvest. It has said perfect before, but these are the lowest values I've seen. I feel like it was always up in the 40s and 50s and 60s. We're down to 0s to 5s to 15, so I'm hoping that this counts as actually being perfect this time. So we won't have enough money to buy both of the two fields that I want left. For 53, 54, it's $320,000 to buy both. And we can get $275 right now. And we need some cushion for, you know, equipment and stuff. So we can get one of them this cycle and I guess one the next cycle. I mean, the one I probably would prefer to get is 54 just because that's the one we're going to put soybeans on. 53 is for sorghum. So the 54 is worth more to us over time. But the fact that 53 has cotton on it right now means that it's actually worth more to us right now. Actually, let's go ahead and do the header here. So if we look at all of our fields, there's our cotton, there's our wheat, soybeans, and sorghum. And again, eventually this will be soybeans over here, and these two will be the sorghum ones. One thing we can do, by the way, have I mentioned it on this playthrough yet? I don't know. I've mentioned it on all the other playthroughs, but I do have the new DLC that they came out with, free DLC AGI pack, which, you know, gives you like silos and things like that, but it also gives you a way to do seeds, make your own seeds. So what we could do is turn our wheat, because wheat's gonna be the lowest selling thing that we've got, right? Anything we've got, like the sorghum, the soybeans, or the wheat can all be turned into seeds, as well as corn and other things. So we do have 3 crops that can be turned into seeds, but we want to kind of sell the sorghum or the soybeans most likely. Now, roughly the more expensive the crop, so for example, soybeans is the most expensive of those 3, the more seeds you get per 1,000 liters of crop. So you're not necessarily losing that much if you use an expensive crop to make seeds from, because you're still gaining a lot of seeds from that. Like I said, more seeds than you would from the cheaper crops. But for our case, honestly, I think turning some of the wheat into seeds just, you know, helps us optimize that price even more. Just a little bit less that we've got to spend overall year over year. Not that we're spending a lot of money on seeds, but it does add up. And if we can keep a stockpile of a good chunk of seeds on hand from our wheat, I mean, we're not going to use all of our wheat for seeds because we won't need to. But we just, get a good stockpile of wheat turned into seeds. Could be pretty useful for us. I'm going to wait till this other guy gets a couple more passes done, and then we'll kick off the rolling again. So then once we fast forward to tomorrow, obviously we've got to do all the weeding and fertilizing for exactly what we just did. And then we get to sell our soybeans in June. So make a little bit more money there. When we actually want to buy the fields, if we were going to buy 54, we would want to probably buy it in June. Just because we probably want to buy it the month before, just so we don't it doesn't get the wheat doesn't get harvested before we've actually had a chance to grab it. I've seen those contracts finish early in the day before, so that might be our preference there. Now the thing that makes the seeds is, let's see if we go to the AGI pack, is this AGI Storm here, right here, the Storm FX. So you grab that. It just looks like any other conveyor, but it actually does operate just like any other conveyor, with the one exception that you can add this seed treating liquid to it and turn whatever you put into it, into seeds. So took me a while to find that. I had to go look up a video of somebody else who figured it out, because I don't think it was super obvious just from the outset. I assumed it'd be some sort of machine, not like a conveyor belt, I'm actually going to have you do another couple rows of header here, just so when we do the rolling, we can trim it off easier. Or do it on the rolling as well. I just realized I'm sitting here, I know I don't talk a lot. I try to talk sometimes, try and give information, things like that when I can. But sometimes I just get in the zone of farming, and it's just kind of peaceful and tranquil. Maybe it's the better word. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things. Just listening to the tractors run and just watching them go back and forth and just kind of be in the zone. If we did get, let's see, we would want some sort of silo, right, that can hold seeds. I mean, I'm assuming one of these AGI things holds seeds, right? It doesn't tell us that it does. But something like this right here. Like, this is not that big. And not that expensive, honestly. But 76,000 liters. Now, for crops, that would not be that much. But 76,000 liters of seeds would last us a very long time. All right, dude, really? I don't know if another seeder will actually prevent that, but I got to get in one at some point just to see. I think I've talked about it before, but I think I'd rather have, let's see, we've got this one, right? Actually, I don't know which one we have. We have the Vaderstadt. So we've got this one. So this one's 8 meters. Bumping up to this 12 meter one. No, it can't be that one, right? We've already talked about that. Actually, none of these, right? Because it would need to be one that could do the cultivating as well. And these other ones... Does this one have a seed? No, it doesn't. See, this one needs a container. This one. I think it was this Cavernland. No, see, that one doesn't do the cultivating. Do we really have the biggest one that can do cultivating? I think we do. Well, we're just going to have to learn to live with it, unless we want to go with one of these like this. But I think I'm worried that this would be too far out there, right? Make it too long is what I'm trying to say. I mean, we could always go back to cultivating, to be fair. And just get like a really big cedar that, like one of these two, 15 meter Amazon, something like that, and just start cultivating again. Wouldn't be the absolute end of the world, but it's not quite what we're looking for. All right, so we're done with the seeding, yeah. Almost done with the rolling as well, which is awesome. I'm actually going to start with the fertilizing again. Alrighty. We are done. Well, basically. Now we're done. Alrighty, I'm just going to go ahead and swap places with this guy, and then we will fast forward because we'll be ready to roll. It's funny how different the sizes of tractors are when you see them side by side. They're a pretty big difference. Alrighty, let's go ahead and make sure we pay off as much of the loan as we can, and then roll forward. Did have a lot of contracts this cycle that we could have done, but I don't think we need that many more contracts going forward. If we get cotton contracts that go to our spinneries, I mean that might be worth it. But even then, they would barely be able to keep up, right? So even those are borderline not worth it. Oh, this is soybean. We don't need... I don't think I messed it up, did I? Hope I didn't. Come on. Come on. No, it was putting zeros in a few places. I don't think it went up, like, at all. Because obviously, if it went up, it wouldn't be... Well... No, we're still 30s, 25s. Okay, no, we're fine. So yeah, we don't have to fertilize this at all. That's nice. I assume we never have to fertilize soybean. If it's happy with 0, like, is there ever a need to fertilize soybean? Now, the sorghum needs quite a bit. Really? I mean, if we ever wanted to get back into baling, but no. There is a cedar. Not very wide. We don't care about that. You know, decent sized trailer. It's actually bigger than the one we got, isn't it? This one's 40. The one we have is like 18 or something like that. Yeah, right at 18. That's tempting, actually. Something a little bit larger, that because you know that would be able to take one load at a time, as opposed to having to make multiple trips. It's really not that expensive. Ah, you know what? Why not? Let's grab this one. Let's go. Let's trade these out. I think that actually might be worth it. Got to keep an eye on that guy. He's going to start trying to fertilize the soybeans again, I think, because he's going to cross over a little bit. Actually, let me just have you drive down to the store for me while I fix that guy. Guess we should repair this guy while we're down there. All right, repair you, repaint you, sell you, repair you, don't repaint you because we don't care. What else can we customize with you? We've got the biggest engine, so we're good there. We can eventually put on the fertilizer stuff, but not super urgent right now. All right, let me get you to do this a little bit down here on the end, and then we will hook up the weeder. Oh, come on. It's hard to drive the stupid trailer straight. All right, let's grab the herbicide, get that set up and rolling. It's so weird seeing this big giant red blotch of for the fertilizer, for the nitrogen, but knowing that it's supposed to be correct, so it's just, I don't know. Wish I could buy this land right here to kind of sell some of these buildings and move things around. I mean, we're pretending that these are our buildings, even though we don't technically own that part of the land because you can't buy that. All right, let's grab this trailer. Well, it costs about $7,000 more than the one we just sold, so not bad. Trying to make the same mistake I've made in the past where I let the worker kind of put me in a position where I can't do anything but destroy crops on my way to getting into a good spot. All right, we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there. I'll let this guy kind of do some weeding, and when we come back, it'll be time to fast forward and sell some soybeans. So I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.